In this Abacus video tutorial, we'll be covering product variants. I'll show you how to create a new product variant and apply it to a product. I'll also be showing you how to reorder product variants and change the way that they appear on the POS. First, we'll start with creating a product variant. To do this, I'll click the products category on the left side of the screen. Now I'll select the product variant subcategory. Now that we're on the product variant screen, I'll click New Group. Now I'll enter in a name for the product variant group. For my example, I want to create a variant to choose a size for my pizza. I want to have the option for small, medium and large. So for the product variant group name, I'll call it pizza size. Now that I've entered the name for the product variant group, I'll click Save. Now I'll click New Product Variant Value and enter in the 3 sizes of pizzas that I'll offer. The first will be small. For the price of the pizza, I'll set it to $8. Next, I'll create a medium-sized pizza. For the price of this pizza, I'll set it to $12. Now I'll create a large size, which will be $16. Now that I've created the 3 sizes for my pizza, we'll take a look at the options over here. The first option we'll be looking at is auto selection. When you enable auto selection, all of the variant values that you have created will be applied to the product by default. For our example, we'll leave this one disabled. Next, we'll take a look at include quantity. This will allow the product variant values we see here to be selected more than once. We'll leave this disabled for our example. Next, we'll look at single selection. When single selection is enabled, it means that only one product variant value can be selected. We'll enable this as we only want one size of pizza to be selected. Next, we'll look at force selection. Enabling force selection means that we have to choose at least one of the product variant values that are listed here. Since we need to know what size pizza it will be, I'll enable force selection. Max selection allows us to set the number of product variant values that can be selected for a product at one time. Since we already have single selection enabled, we won't enter anything in max selection. Now that we've created a variant group and product variant values, we'll attach this variant to a product. For my example, I'll enter in the margarita pizza. Here I've searched through the product database and found the margarita pizza we created previously. I'll select the margarita pizza and then click Add Product. You can see here that the pizza size variant is now applied to the margarita pizza. The excluding list allows us to remove some of the variant values from appearing for this product. For example, if the margarita pizza didn't come in a size small, I could enter in small here. This would remove the small option from appearing for the margarita pizza on the POS. For my example, I'll just remove this. Now that we've created a product variant group, the product variant values, and also attached it to a product, we can now click Save at the top of the screen. Because I've assigned prices to these product variant values, we no longer need a price to be set for the product. I'll just make this change now. To do this, I'll click on the product subcategory, and now I'll just search for the margarita pizza in the product name field. Now that we've found the product, I'll just change the price to $0. Now the price has been changed to $0 and we can switch to the POS. Now that I'm on the POS, I'll do a master sync to sync the changes I've made on the back end. Now that I've done a master sync, I'll add the margarita pizza to my Sides tab. To do this, I'll click the spoon and fork icon and then tap the cog to the left of the burger menu. I want the margarita pizza to be in the Sides tab. I'll just tap on an empty square, and for the product name, I'll search for the margarita pizza. You can see here that the margarita pizza has been found, so I'll select it. I'll drop down the keyboard, and you can see the information has been retrieved from the back end. I'll just tap Update, and you can see that the margarita pizza has been added to the POS menu. The plus icon on the top left of the product tells you that a product variant is applied to this product. Now that we've added the product to the pause menu, I'll tap Save Menu. Now that the menu's been saved, I'll navigate to the Sides tab and then select the Margherita pizza. Here you can see the product variant group name that we created, which was pizza size. And below are the 3 product variant values that we created. If we didn't tick Force Selection in the backend, then none of these product variant values would be selected by default. This means we could add a Margherita pizza to an order priced at $0. For that reason, I've ticked Force Selection so that a product variant value is selected by default. When I select medium, you can see that the price changes and the variant is displayed here. By tapping on Margherita pizza again, I can change the product variant value to large. Here you can see the price has updated again. Now we'll switch back to the back end and I'll show you some more examples. Now that we're on the back end, I'll create a new variant for one of my other products. To do this, I'll just click the product variant subcategory. Now I'll click New Group. Now I'll enter the name for my product variant group and also create some product variant values. Here you can see that I've created a new product variant group called Chip Dips. Below you can see the 3 product variant values that I've created. And here you can see the product that I've attached the product variant group to. For this example, I want the customer to be able to choose 2 of the 3 sources here, or even select the same source twice. To do this, I'll tick the Include Quantity box, which will allow us to select the same source multiple times. Now in the Max Selection field, I'll enter 2. This will allow us to select 2 different sources, or 2 portions of the same source. Now that I've filled out the details for this variant, I'll click Save. Now we'll switch back to the pause. Now that we're back on the pause, I'll just do a master sync to sync the changes we made on the back end. Now that I've done the master sync, I'll select the Sides tab and then tap Chips. You can see that the 3 chip dips are displayed here. Now I'll show you how Include Quantity and Max Selection work together. Here you can see that I can select tomato sauce twice. If I try to select tomato sauce a 3rd time, you can see that an error appears at the bottom of the screen. If I want to choose another sauce, I'll have to remove one of the portions of the tomato sauce. Now that I've removed one, I can select another sauce. Now if I try to select barbecue sauce as well, the error appears at the bottom of the screen again. Now we'll switch to the back end again. Now that we're on the back end, I'll go to the product variant subcategory again and show you another example. This time I want to create a list of ingredients that can be removed from my Margherita pizza. To do this, I'll just click New Group at the top of the screen. Now I'll enter a name for the product variant group and also create some product variant values. Now that I've created the product variant group, created the product variant values and also assigned it to a product, we can take a look at the options at the top of the screen. For this example, we don't want to apply any restrictions on the number of variants that can be selected. We want the customer to be able to remove as many ingredients as they like from the pizza. We don't need to select any of the options here, so I'll just click Save. Now we'll switch back to the pause. I'll do another master sync to sync the changes I made on the back end. Now that I've synced the changes from the back end, I'll select the Sides tab and then select my Margherita pizza. Here you can see the 2 product variant groups and the product variant values. For the pizza removals, I'm able to select all of these product variant values at one time. If I want to remove one of them, I can just select it again from here, and I can also remove it on the left side of the screen. Now I'll switch to the back end and show you how you can reorder product variant groups and also reorder product variant values. For this example, I want pizza removals to appear before pizza size. To do this, I'll just drag pizza removals to the top. Now on the pause, the pizza removals variant group will appear before the pizza size variant group. You can also reorder the product variant values within a group. To do this, I'll just click the drop down here. Here you can see the current order of variant values that will be displayed on the pause. Instead of the small being selected by default, I'll move medium to the top. Now medium will be the default pizza size selection. I'll show you these changes now on the pause. First, I'll do a master sync. Now that I've done a master sync, I'll go to the Sides tab and select the Margherita pizza. You can see now that the pizza removals group is displayed before the pizza size group. You can also see that medium is now the default selection in the pizza size group since I moved it to be above small.